speaker today is what this group refers to as a crouton. When I asked our speaker to provide a brief bio and tell me how long he'd been in Toastmasters, what his goals were, a little bit of his personal life, he only said that he'd been married longer than he'd been in Toastmasters, and he's been a member of Toastmasters for probably the last 20 years. That is amazing. My relationships don't last that long. Sorry about that. He's got some great goals for Toastmasters, and fortunately he's reached many of them. But his most important goal is the one that he set for himself now, and that is he wants to be the best presenter he can be, but also to be a mentor to other members of Toastmasters. And Bruce certainly is going to do that. His biography, in addition to very many jobs that he's held, increasingly responsible positions, have always been centered around helping people. There's 2 joys in his life, actually 3. His 2 daughters and his most recent granddaughter. And in that, Bruce and I share something. When we both hit the lottery, because we play our grandchildren's birthday, he and I will share in that, since they were both born on November the 29th of 2008. I give you Mr. Bruce Pokey.
I didn't realize that. Actually, Mike and I are going to be seeing our granddaughter because Mike's son is my son-in-law in 2 weeks, right? 1 week. 1 week. Well, that's going to be great. I'm going to take at least 1,000 digital pictures. Anyway, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, our most welcome guests. You can negotiate anything. Now, this isn't going to be a book report, but my title is actually the title of this book, written by Herb Cohen. Has anybody ever read it? Anybody ever heard of it? Excellent book. You've heard of it. Okay.
I heard.
All right. And it's one that I recommend that you buy. Because the Toastmasters manual, what I'm talking about today, I'm talking about win-win negotiation. I'm going to talk about it. We're going to do a role play, John and I. Hopefully you'll enjoy it because it's going to be realistic. It's real world. John and I have held both positions on either side of this role play that we're going to do. And it's something that happens every day in business. And after that, we'll wrap it up with a few questions. So you can negotiate anything. What types of negotiations are there? There's win-win. Everybody says that phrase. It gets a little bit old, but it's true. Win-win, win-lose, and lose-lose. Lose-lose. Talk to an attorney. David, I'm not going to pick on him. I've had attorney friends of mine tell me that the way you know you've had a successful negotiation is if both parties leave the table thinking that they didn't get what they wanted. Okay? Lose-lose. They got some of what they wanted, but they didn't get what they wanted. Okay. Number 1. Win-lose. Now, Herb Cohen says that win-lose is the Russian form of negotiation. I win, you lose. I want you to get rid of 500 warheads, and I want to go to Disney World for a year. Well, how about if I get rid of 250 warheads? No. Nip. Well, what if I give you Disney World for 3 years, and you keep the 500 warheads? Nip. The point is, they will last until they get what they want, or they walk away. Win-lose. Nobody wants to be on the losing side. That's sports, but it's not negotiation. The last is win-win. That's where people leave the table, and they both get what they really want. Not necessarily what they say they want, or what they think they want, but what they really want. It happens all the time. How many realtors in the room? 2. Bankers, attorneys, you're all involved in negotiations. Sales, you're involved in negotiations every day. In a win-win situation, there's a couple of strategies. First of all, you want to make sure that you have a technique and you have a style. So when you address win-win and you get what you want, think about what you read in the newspapers. Unions negotiating for wages, right? They start here from the union side, management starts here, they come together in the middle, and they both say they won. It's all written up in the papers. That's kind of what you want. In a win-win situation, first thing you need to do is know what you want and know the reasons that you want it. The second thing is you need to do the same for your opponent. You need to know in your mind what is it that they want and why do they really want that. So that in essence you both walk away with what you really want regardless of what the other one said. Good example of that, and it's not really a negotiation but it's a cute story anyway, I'll share it with you. Talk about not telling you how long I've been married. I have a good friend that I've known for years and this woman has never ever told me her age. She refuses. I've known her for 20 plus years. So my wife and I were out with her daughter up in Chicago, just taking her to dinner. And I teased her. I said, you know, Lindy, I've known your mom for all these years and I've never known how old she was. She looks at me and she said, you want to know? It's that easy. You ask some questions. You find background. And you can do that in a negotiating setting, even though that was a personal setting. So find out a little bit about what the other person wants. And then you deal directly and forthright with the other party. You create I statements. When you hear John and I do our role play, it'll start with, John, I need some help. Simple statements like that. Be honest, be forthright, list everything out that you're looking for, and list the benefits to the other party and to yourself. So with that said, John, why don't you come on up? The scenario that you're going to